1, 2, 3. Hi, I'm John from Just Whisky. We're going to have some fun. If you like today's show, give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. And thanks for the few Patreons that I do have that help support this channel. Much appreciated. And as a Patreon, you have access to a catalog of exclusive Patreon reviews. I try to do about 1 or 2 a month. And remember, folks, it's just whiskey. Today's show is strictly for entertainment purposes. My friend Misha sent me a blind sample kit, okay? Just labeled number 1, number 2, and number 3. He did caveat that they are all Scotch, and he recommended that I sample and taste them in the order of 1, 2, and 3. In the sealed envelope are the results. I have no idea. I did open these about 10-15 minutes ago just to get them, let them open up a little bit, and I did give a quick nosing on there just to kind of acclimate myself a little bit. But I don't know what these are. So I'm going to try to go as fast as I can, kind of, so bear with me. I don't know how long this is going to take, but I'm going to nose them all, give you my impression. I'm going to taste them all, give you my impression, and I'm going to give a guess of what it reminds me of. And then I'm going to pick my favorite, if that's possible. Okay. So thank you very much, Misha, for participating in this entertainment exercise. All right. Sample number 1 on the nose. It reminds me of Craigellachie 13, possibly 17. It's got the vanilla butterscotch, but also maybe just a little bit of sherry, possibly, but mostly bourbon driven. This could reminds me a little bit too of maybe Glencadam 15 on the nose. Okay. Yeah, and so we'll do the nosing in all 3, and then I'll do the tasting in all 3. Number 2. This has some mustiness to it. Almost positive there's some sherry influence in there. Could be a Springbank 10. Reminds me kind of that. Very nice. Very nice. The one number 3. Okay, this has a very interesting nose. There's a little bit of a rye dill note in there, and also too this it's either sherried, maturation, or finished, but possibly could be a wine, maybe Madeira or Sauternes, some kind of wine or sherry with a little bit of rye notes in there, dill notes. Can't quite put it's very interesting. I can't quite put my finger on like what it reminds me of, though. Okay. I can tell you what it reminds me of. It actually reminds me of an Amrut, but he told me they're all Scotch. It reminds me of an Amrut, like Madeira finish or Sauternes finish, in that kind of realm. None of these smell young, so I'm guessing that they're at least 10 years and up. So my first guess, number 1, we're going to do the palate now. I have a little bit of water. I'm going to guess it reminds me so much of Craigellachie 13 or 17. I'm going to say or Glencairn 15. It's in that realm, but we'll do one more sip. We'll run through these and I'll give one more sip. Again, I don't want to spend a lot of time. Okay, this again on the nose could be a Springbank 10, maybe a Springbank 15 with not so much sherry in it, but because this is not a sherry bomb, but there seems to be a little bit of sherry in here. That's very nice. It's bright, syrupy, nice viscosity. Yeah, there's some kind of sherry in there, or wine. Probably not Springbank 10. But I'm gonna guess it's a minimum of 10 years, maybe 12 or 15 years in there. Very good. He could have thrown a curveball too. These blinds are so challenging. Maybe Tobermory 12. I don't think so though. But on that second one, very good though. And sample number 3. Oh wow. Let's get a little funk in there. Melon, fermented fruits, rotten melon, maybe a little pineapple. That is number 3 is the most interesting, that's for sure. All right, one more quick run through. Yeah, this one has got me. This last one has got me puzzled. Very interesting though. Yeah, it reminds me so much of Craigellachie 17 or Glencairn 15. That's kind of the direction of this. This middle one, I have a feeling he's playing with me a little bit. There's a Jura, independent bottle of Jura 12-year-old that I absolutely loved. I don't think it's that, but yeah, it's got some astringency in there, some dryness, a little bit of wine or sherry is in there. That's damn good. It's I'm not sure, but it reminds me kind of if Springbank 10 had a little more sherry in it. It's in that kind of realm. All right. And then the last one again. This could even have some more age onto it as well. This number 3. They're all great, and they're all just a little bit different too. Yeah, everything I described. Oh yeah, this is very complex. This is a lot going on in there. Spearmint, melon, rotten melon, stewed fruits. Yeah, wow. Now, if I had to pick a favorite, that's really hard. They're all a little bit different, and they're all excellent. I think if I had to pick a favorite, it would probably be two, even though I love Craig. Craig Alec is one of my favorite distilleries, but it's kind of familiar to me, but it's excellent. So I'm kind of going with the complexity, what's more interesting about it. That's kind of where I'm kind of going with this. So I think if I could only pick one, I would probably pick number 2 as my favorite. Okay, so we're gonna slide that over. And because number 3 is just so damn interesting and complex, that's probably going to be my number 2. And my number 3, I think if I had to guess again, Craig Alke 17 maybe. It's excellent. It's solid. But I'm going with number 3, which is in the middle here, is definitely the most complex and interesting. But I'm going to pick, this is my order. Number 2 as my favorite. Number 3 is my second favorite. And number 1 is my third favorite, although I absolutely love all of these. All right. Ready for the reveal? I am. This is going to be... Blinds can be so challenging, so this is just entertainment. I could probably make a total fool of myself, but... all right, so we have 3 little sealed yellow sticky pads here. So number 1 is the reveal. What is it? Oh, wow. Number 1 is Hazelburn 10-year-old. Wow. Hazelburn 10-year-old is number 1. I mean, which is sample number 1. Okay. Sample number 2. Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah. So sample number 2 is Hazelburn. It's a Hazelburn cage bottle, 11-year-old, fresh bourbon, warehouse 5, rotation 100, comes in at 60.5% ABV. So the Hazelburn 10 is the core offering. That comes in at 46% ABV. The Hazelburn, so number 2, which I picked as my favorite, right, is a cage bottling. And so I'm just guessing, right, that maybe this is another Springbank. Who knows? Oh, wow, interesting. Okay. So the number 3, which is my second favorite, is from the Whisky Exchange. It's called a Good Old-Fashioned Christmas Whisky, 2023 version, 15-year-old at 52.5% ABV. So there you have it. My favorite was the Springbank Cage Pick Hazelburn cage bottling, 11-year-old. Wow. And my number 2 is the Whisky Exchange, which I thought was the most interesting probably. And number 3 is the Hazelburn 10. Wow. Thanks so much, Misha. This was a blast, and I hope whoever watches it is going to find it interesting as well. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Consider becoming a Patreon with a link in the description below. And remember, folks, it's just whiskey. Thanks, Misha, and hats off to you all. Take care, folks.